Hey everybody, it's Brad with the Big Family Homestead. And in this video, well, it's cold out. It was -2 this morning, and so we got to give some attention to the barn where the animals are hanging out. So we are fixing a hole where the rain gets in, or rather the snow. So here we go. See, now there are a lot of people who do not understand that cows and goats and even chickens, they're cold, hardy animals. However, you do have to provide them with a place to get out of the wind, and you do have to make sure that they can stay dry, and there are still limitations to how cold they can have it. But most people freak out and think, oh, you gotta have your cows in this or that, or the chickens cannot possibly be out when it's, 10 degrees out. And I'm here to tell you, that's just not true. I mean, look around the world. What do other cultures do? Their animals are out all the time. Where are the biggest feedlots in the world for cattle? North Dakota, right? They stay out all the time. However, we've got some repairs that need to get done so that we can make sure that our animals are cared for properly. And doggone it, well, here we go. All right, so in the chicken house here, what I've done is I've taken some thick cardboard and gone and stapled it right around the door frames and the window frames. As you can see, I've got work to do there today on these corners, but generally this cardboard's a great insulator, and I can stack it nice and thick and just use some of the great stuff to fill in some of the gaps. But as you can see, it failed pretty miserably, and well, there's a reason for that. Great stuff, while it's awesome and great, really isn't designed to work very well when the temperature's less than 40 degrees. So we've got some 40-degree weather coming next week where I'm gonna go ahead and be able to do this up properly. But for right now, what I'm gonna do is kind of just fiddle with some feed sacks and cardboard just to make sure there's no wind cutting through here. So, yeah. Now, out here in the barn, we have a little bit of an issue that we had to address, and that is the building is facing west. And most of the time, I'm told the wind and snow come from the west, and it's situated to where it'll just whip right through this barn, and that can be a big problem for our animals. So we really had to address all these cracks. There's cracks and holes and just a million different ways that the snow and the potential wind will be a problem inside the barn. So we came up with this really interesting, unique way to deal with it. We just kind of made a brand new wall out of a billboard, the billboard material, that really heavy-duty vinyl billboard material. We stapled it up, nailed it up, and it's making a great barrier that we can take down in the spring when we need it out of the way, store it for next year, or hopefully this building will be taken care of by next year. But thought I'd share that with you because you can pick these things up real cheap, and there's a million uses for them. So yeah. I'll bet you guys will like it in here much, much better without the wind whipping through. Oh yeah, happy pigs, happy pigs. And last night, our well pump here and the hose, well, the hose froze. The hose froze, and the reason why was mainly the kids forgot to turn the lamp on there, but also this door here, it doesn't close all the way. So I gotta fix this too. Well, what would be the easiest and clearly most manly way to fix this problem of sticking doors? And that's how you get things done. You say, Brad, I do not believe you about the cold weather and the animals being cold hardy and all that kind of stuff. Well, check this out. Proof positive. These animals right here have hay inside. They can get inside right now into their nice warm stalls where there's lots of bedding, and they have access to hay inside out. And what are they doing? They're chilling out here, and it's probably 7 degrees outside. Go figure. Okay, so work is done for the day. All the holes are patched that need to be patched.
Thank goodness. It'll be warmer now.
Yeah, but we figured since we had a lot of time left in the day, we grabbed some Q&A time. We printed out some questions from you guys out there, and so, well, here we go. Ready, Mama?
Yep.
She doesn't know what's on the list.
I have no idea what's on the list.
I do.
I'm kind of scared.
Okay, so First things first. This was basically after we had made a video on how to make butter. And so Lynn Smith asks, if I don't have a cow and my goat is dry right now, what can I buy at the grocery store to have the butter and buttermilk outcome?
The heavy whipping cream.
Yep.
That's what I've used before.
You just don't use the high...
Yes, make sure you do not get the ultra high temperature cream. It won't work.
Okay. Brad Talby. Hey, Brad Talby.
How's it going, Brad?
Asks, are you planning on replacing or repairing the main beam in that barn? Okay, for those of you who may not know, there's a portion of our barn that's pretty much going to be coming down. There's some serious issues with the block. I've been kind of talking with different people on options we have, and we braced the center of the barn so that it wouldn't come down from the weight of the snow this year. The answer, Brad, is I have no idea, man.
I think we're probably going to end up having to replace it, just because it's snapped in half.
Well, the beam...
So that big beam that's this big around.
And actually, it's probably hard to see from the video, but it's not actually touching anything. It's just kind of hanging out of the other barn.
Yeah.
Out of the other barn. It's like not attached to the roof at all. So while yes, it's dangerous that if someone were to be standing there and come down, but I don't think it's gonna like damage the structure anymore.
No.
So the answer is I really don't know. I'm not a carpenter, so I'm gonna have to rely on other people's experience. What would you do?
Yeah.
There you go.
What would you do?
What would you do with the barn there?
Yeah.
So, all right, Mama. Life Unwired says, why do your goats always look like they're smiling?
They are smiling. They're happy goats.
They're happy to be around you.
They're happy goats, yeah.
Just like me, they long to be close to you.
Oh my goodness, yes. Our goats are very
Spoiled.
personable. They're very spoiled. They love to just be with you and have you scratch them, and they're funny. They're very funny.
Okay. Christa,
Yes.
what were you doing when Brad was in those touring bands?
Raising children. Having baby. Well, no, not really raising children, but yeah.
Well,
I mean,
David,
we had babies when he was touring, so it was not very easy to travel everywhere, and it was not cost effective either to travel with them, and especially with little ones. I mean,
yeah.
we had three little ones in the course of 4 years. So
Well, when we had tour buses, it would have been easier, but the amount of hassle would have been incredibly a lot.
Goodness, yeah.
Yeah, so Mama housewife.
I was Mama housewife. The other moms, or the other wives in the band, we would get together a couple of times a week and watch movies and let the kids play and just have good times together. So it was a nice bonding time for us as well as them when they were on tour.
Yeah. All right, Christa. Why would you make the move from somewhat warmish Ohio to central frigid Wisconsin?
30 acres. I all I can say is that it was not my choice. It was God's plan for our family.
And it's been amazing.
It has been an amazing thing. We have met so many amazing people. Actually, I was talking to a gal that our families have children close in age, and we have very similar interests and
Beliefs.
And they're great people.
We've met a few different couples that are around here. A lot of it because of the YouTube channel that have become really great friends.
Yeah.
And we help them out. They help us out, and it's just been an amazing thing that God had all this pre-planned even before any of the bad stuff happened in Ohio, and it was just amazing to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So, okay, here we go. What? That one?
I'm reading the question. No,
Amanda?
That one.
We'll say that one for later.
Okay.
Amanda, how can y'all always be so positive all the time? I can't. I've tried. You want me to start?
Sure.
we try really, really hard to be positive all the time. However, you guys don't understand. I'm the one who edits the videos.
Yeah, you guys don't see behind the camera.
We fall and we fail just like everybody else.
Yeah, we do have a positive attitude, but we're human. I mean, I was angry this morning, right? At the cow.
Okay, I wasn't going to say anything about it, but this is kind of funny. I shared this with a friend of mine, actually, just a little bit ago, that if Macy, our cow, is in a bad mood, the family's in a bad mood. And the reason why is because she gets so irritated with the cow, and then it spills over into everything else.
It does. It ruins me, and I need to be the one to stop it at the barn door and not bring it inside. And
so, if you guys have that saying, if Mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. It's really if Macy ain't happy, ain't nobody happy.
She throws everything. She throws me off, and it throws everybody else off, and that's not fair. So I'm sorry.
No, you're good, baby. Come on. What? But on a serious note, when it comes to this, we would not have any kind of hope if it was not for our faith in Christ. Right. That's why, even though we were going through all that mess, that we just knew God's got this. It's okay. Oh, yeah. I don't need to put these problems on my shoulders, even though you have to go through them.
Right.
You don't have to be consumed by them.
Right.
So, okay, Brad, do you have any hobbies? Well, kind of, and no. Yes and no.
He was just talking about this the other night.
I think I want to get a hobby that's actually a real life hobby. I make music and I make CDs, and I have the ability to record whole albums, and I'm thinking about doing another one. And I've been really itching to get going, but I've been kind of waiting to make sure that everything here, all the basics of the farm, were buttoned up. Because when you get in there and you start recording, you could just all of a sudden be there for 4 hours and you don't even think anything about it.
Right.
And you're like, oh, geez, I didn't eat lunch again.
Yeah, you've done that.
Many times. So I'm thinking about doing another record real soon. And the other thing is, I think I want to get into model railroading.
Clean the basement first.
I know it's weird, but I think they're cool.
Yeah.
I don't know much about them. I had one when I was a kid. My dad made this big elaborate thing, and I was too young, and I didn't really take care of it very well.
Well,
but
you were young.
Yeah. Christa, do you have any hobbies?
Yes, I like to crochet.
Crochet.
Yeah.
Hobbies we've had in the past.
Wait, I like to ATV with my husband.
Yes.
Yeah. Hobbies we've had in the past.
Remember? Well, here's one that I bet you would not guess this about me, is that I used to cut stained glass.
Yeah, he did.
Make stained glass projects.
Yep. Yeah, we did that for a little while. You were better at it than I was.
I'm a little more OCD, I think.
I used to cross stitch years ago when the little ones were little, and or I should say the older kids were little. And what else? I used to sew clothes. Stage clothes.
She would make a lot of my stage clothes because we would ask for really wacky designs that nobody had ever seen before.
Oh my gosh, there's some really weird stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't really have any other hobbies other than that. I mean,
ATVing's fun.
Yeah. I mean, for the last 19 years we've had kids, and
we've been on stage all the time.
Yeah, and now they're older. Thank goodness. There's no more diapers. Woohoo!
Finally out of diapers.
Finally. Well, it's been a couple of years, but still.
Yeah.
Still exciting for me.
So, Q&A accomplished. Boy, oh boy, guys, if we don't say it enough, I want you to hear that we're very, very grateful for you guys as an audience, and many of you have become friends of ours, and, it's just been a huge blessing.
Yeah.
And by the way, too, sometimes you guys will send us gifts and things in the mail, and that's great, and we're super, super grateful. But I want you to know that we don't really talk a lot about them because we don't want to make somebody feel uncomfortable. If they just wanted to send something and they just wanted to be nice about it, I don't want anybody feeling like, oh my gosh, they mentioned it and puts them in a tizzy, and I don't want to do that.
No.
So for those of you who do send gifts, thank you very, very much. We are super grateful. But that's why we don't really mention it, just because I don't want to put anybody on the spot.
Right.
So anyway, that's it for today, guys. I don't know. What do we have for dinner?
Shepherd's pie.
Ooh, all right. I'm Brad.
I'm Krista.
And I'm excited about dinner.